Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'll be doing another figure update, this time only showcasing a singular piece because there's some assembly required. Delicate assembly as it may be. Hailing from the anime Brave Witches, we have the first Brave Witches figure ever released in prize figure format, Hikari Karibuchi, and I had a thorough blast watching Brave Witches. Now, Brave Witches is actually a spin-off of the anime Strike Witches, which I have yet to see. I have not seen any of Strike Witches as yet, and but I thoroughly enjoyed Brave Witches for what it was. You didn't really need to have the former familiarity with Strike Witches, and it very much carried itself very similarly in look, vibe, and feel to Kantai Collection Kankole the anime, which if you followed any of my coverage of either figure openings or anime reviews, you know that I really enjoyed the Kankole anime. It wasn't perfect, but I really was endeared to a lot of the characters, and I've subsequently bought up a bunch of, Kantai Collection prize figures, 3 of which can be seen right back here, Fubuki, Yudachi, Mutsuki, in their respective boxes, 3 main leads from the Kantai Collection anime, and so this is very much the main character of, the focused character in any case of Brave Witches, Hikari, and she is trying, basically, she's very much the underdog. She's very Fubuki-esque if you go back to Kantai Collection, the anime, because she's an underdog. She's trying to become part of the Brave Witches team. She's really having to fight and earn a lot of their trust, especially in the case of my favorite character, Kano, who is not having any part of it because her elder sister was once a part of Brave Witches. She ends up injured or something along those lines, and at the start of the series, so this really prompts Hikari to try to take her place temporarily because they have a similar power, a similar sort of sight beyond sight kind of thing, with the alien invasion fleet that is, trying to conquer the world. This is why the witches get together. They're fighting off this fleet. I don't remember off the top of my head what they are called, but they are very reminiscent to the Abyssals in Kantai Collection. The only difference is we don't know anything about the invading fleet in Brave Witches, whereas there's the speculation in Kantai Collection that the Abyssals are formerly, ship girls, fleet girls that have died, and then their souls have been corrupted and they become evil and such like that in the myth and the lore of Kankole. But there's no such information to my part, for my part, with the alien invasion force that is, encircling and encrusting the world, trying to dominate the world in Brave Witches. In World War II era, by the way. And as I say, there is going to be assembly required, so I'm going to try to put this baby together because it's in a bunch of different pieces. These leg plane apparatuses, the propellers, the gun, the arm that holds the gun, all of this stuff is separate pieces. And we'll open this up and we'll take a look at it and see if we can't get her put together while I'm sitting here, which might just be a tad ridiculous. I have to be really careful taking this plastic sort of eggshell, clamshell, whatever you want to call it, out of the package because I've already opened it and a lot of the pieces are loose. They're not like fitted to be held inside it. They just fly out willy-nilly. So I'm going to hold it together as I show it before we put her together, and you can see all the different pieces. There is Hikari missing an arm, and there's her arm holding her weapon. Subsequently, you have the stalk of her weapon separate, and the propeller blades, the plane, leggings and everything. So we're going to see if we can put this together. Hopefully we can. And then the real fun part is going to be for after the video when I have to put her all back, separate pieces again, because I tend to hold my figures in their boxes until such a time as when I have somewhere to display them. So starting us off, we will look at Hikari herself, and she is adorable. Absolutely. I love her little animal ears, and she's got the little tail on the back and such like that. You can see all the, where basically you plug in the plane parts and her arm and whatever like that. And but she looks absolutely adorable, and she proved to be a lot badder of an ass than you might have expected, looking at her, looking how adorable she is. This is her arm holding the main crux of her weapon, and we will implant that in the side. Now, interestingly enough, much as is the case with some of these, you can see that the piece that, you know, sort of the puzzle piece that plugs in, there's a specific shape to it. So you can't really get it wrong how you're going to put that in there. You just got to find where the give is, and immediately it's plugged in and she's brandishing her weapon. And but the weapon is incomplete, as we know, because the stock right here, or whatever you would call that, fits very much onto that little protrusion. You slide it down, and boom, there is her full weapon at full mast. She's gonna F shit up. And so now we will look at the propellers, the plane segments. I love how they actually look, you know, pretty much like a plane. They have wings, you know, complete with everything. And the propellers, as I said, they are separate pieces, very delicate plastic. They almost look like they might glow with that shade of green, but we will very carefully take this bit off, which is just pretty much loose. It seems to hold securely, and the trick of it is the plain parts, the leggings, this white piece of plastic that goes all the way through, it jumps all the way through this, but it's a separate piece. You can slide this out. So you got to be really careful when you're taking it apart. I almost yanked the whole thing out by just trying to pull the little end cap off. And so it doesn't look like there's too much rhyme or reason to fitting this on. It just kind of goes on like so and fits thusly. So there's the propeller. And we will put the bottom piece back on. And so that looks fairly decent, the way it's supposed to. Now with the other one, you can see this one's even looser. The white piece of plastic comes all the way out. It's not technically supposed to do that. So there is a lot of give on that one. It's a lot looser, so to speak. And again, the other propeller, as we have here. Nice little green propeller. We will slide that on to the bottom. And yeah, this white piece of plastic in the center of this one, it's really loose. But put the end cap back on. And so just trying to figure out which one goes on which leg will be something of a blast. And ooh, seems like I got it on the first try. So that's one leg complete. Now does that look the way it does on the package? Just make sure. Yes, it does. And so now the looser one, the one that is potentially problematic, I believe I have that aligned correctly. And yep, it's threatening to come apart because of how loose it is. But actually, in spite of that, it went on perfect. It went on perfectly fine. And so that, for all intents and purposes, is the completed Hikari Karibuchi from Brave Witches. Now, one thing I will say about this piece, she's a lot smaller than I had first assumed her to be. When I'd seen pictures before actually ordering, you know, sometimes even when you see what the calculable size is, it doesn't quite get into your head that, okay, well, she's going to be a smaller figure as compared to some of the other prize figures I have. But then again, she's bigger than a few as well. At least she's not a Gashapon figure, you know. But she, oh my god, she looks so frickin' awesome. And the stand, I have not removed the stand at all. It's not really so much a stand as it is just a base. It's all completely taped in here. And so the base, as you can see, also has the logo, the show logo, Brave Witches logo on it, and the legalese scrawled in the back underneath. And so we will try to get her plugged in Let's just see what the alignment here is. Do I have it correctly? Now see, because that one leg is loose, it is slightly problematic. But you get them fitted into place, and she is ready to rock. How dope is that? Now, one thing you want to do if you get this piece, when you plug it into the base, I noticed on the back of the box contains the instructions. You couldn't really see it because of the brightness of the light, but it shows in the diagram the bottom pieces of her, propeller blades. You want the little wings, the fins, pointing behind her, kind of like the Aquaman footies, And so yeah, Hikari Karibuchi, all kinds of badass. Without wanting to give it away how the series ends, whether or not she succeeds in becoming part of Brave Witches, let's just say it's an uphill battle, and she's challenged, and she meets hurdle after hurdle. And even though she falls time and time and time again, she keeps going, and she will not be undone. So, just wanted to show that off to you guys. Brave Witches, Hikari Karibuchi prize figure, assemblage required, but looking all kinds of awesome. And I'm sad that I'll have to take this all apart again and put her away temporarily until I can find somewhere to display her. But I love the pose. Again, it's like she's hovering overhead, much as you've seen her in the anime if you've watched it. And her expression, she is ready to kick ass. So, yeah, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all later. Peace.